So thank you very much. So friends, Dr. Biswajit Babu will give you a whole lot of ideas. He is very much acquainted with IGNOU. He has visited for many times about the kind of flexibility that we are providing vis-a-vis overseas students. At the same time, I will try to give you the latest developments in the country, and IGNOU is also part of that development. That is the National Education Policy 2020, and which talks about a whole lot of things that I will discuss. And therefore, our programs and courses are geared towards these new developments. That's what it is coming up. 2023 July and especially January 2024, we will have all these developments in place. So in between, from time to time, I will hint what to do for the center, for the counselors, and for the prospective students, and even the ongoing students. So friends, we have a national education policy in place in 2020, which talks about complete transformation of higher education in the country. And therefore, face-to-face education, distance learning, online learning, including IGNOU, and a whole lot of training institutions, those who are giving full certificate, diploma, degree, they have to gear towards these. What are these? That we are trying to increase the gross enrollment ratio, therefore access, equity, inclusivity, and quality are our major concerns. There will be many more improvements in this direction. Number two, and which is very suitable to Nepal, being a Hindu country, India, they said that we are a secular country. We are not a Hindu country, by the way. But then because every education system is geared towards one's own culture, tradition, values, history, and the context and language. So therefore, our education system now is more geared towards culture and values, regional and local languages. Somebody's on. Can you switch off your... Mr. Giri, can you switch off your...
Could you please mute yourself? Participants are please mute गरेर बस्दिनुस् न है.
Excellent.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for the interruption.
Indian culture and values, which is equally almost the same as Nepali culture and values. We are also the part of Nepal culture. You are also part of our culture. This is one culture, South Asian culture. So education has to be grounded. It has been very much westernized. And though we, in our curriculum, we will have international exposure, international understanding, and globalization connecting to the global world. But still, our teaching, learning, our resources, and our support, they have to be based on and our local and regional language and national language, and also English. They have to be part of our educational discourse. This is for the whole country. Theory into practice, a whole lot of changes will take place now, because if our programs and courses have been more theoretical, now they have to be within a 50-50 formulation, 50% theory and 50% practice. So we had almost 100% credit hours dominated by units and learning resources. Now they have to be reduced, and more engagement, activity, assignments, portfolios, cases, and kinds of things they will get into. So therefore, I will show the new structure, a 4-year undergraduate program that is coming up, because when you have to implement next, I will describe that, a 4-year undergraduate program that you have to implement. And I will talk about that structure a little bit. Our education, all education, when I say all, this national policy, in IGNOU is also part of that. Open and distance learning online is also part of that. We are becoming multidisciplinary and holistic, and institutions and programs, they have to be multidisciplinary, and standalone institutions, single institutions will not operate. IGNOU, of course, is multidisciplinary from the beginning, but a whole lot of changes are taking place that we have to change our curriculum insofar as structure is concerned. Outcome-based learning, as you would have seen, our entire, even IGNOU earlier was there, but entire country is going outcome-based learning. I will show an example. Multiple entry and exit. Now this is the flexibility. I will show an example of 4-year undergraduate program, and which will be applicable to diploma, postgraduate diploma, undergraduate, postgraduate, because certificate is a certificate. So therefore, the common minimum certificate, there cannot be a multiple entry and exit in the certificate. Earlier, the certificate was 6 months. Now it will be 1 year certificate, a diploma of 2 years, a postgraduate diploma of 2 years, undergraduate 3 years, or undergraduate can be 4 years, and a master's program will be 1 year. And if there is a 3-year undergraduate, master's program will be 2 years. So that formulation is coming up. And for technology, medicine, nursing, management, IT, all professional programs, they have also to gear towards this new formulation. Though they will retain their old traditional structure, but they have to be geared towards the new formulation. They will provide multidisciplinary education, translate theory into practice, multiple entry and exit. They have to cater for, which is most important, is accreditation of prior learning and credit transfer. That I will discuss how this is. I will show our own example with the Indian Defense System, Army, Navy, and the Air Force, and even the Gurkha Rifles, and is also applicable as one category. Indian Navy and Army, 3, Gurkha Rifles, 4 categories that we have in our country, because they operate through their network and they directly deal with IGNOU. So we do not deal with their study centers. We simply deal with the Army headquarters. We deal with Navy headquarters, Air Force headquarters, Gurkha Rifles headquarters. So that formulation I will show, that will benefit you also, because many of our programs will be geared towards that. Almost all our programs are transformed into skilling and employability. You will have new kinds of programs coming up with the new skilling and employability. I will discuss that. The National Council for NCVET, National Council for Vocational Education and Training, which is a regulator for skilling under the Ministry of Skilling and Entrepreneurship. They have now recognized our courses, skill courses, and they have also recognized our skill-based programs. So it is equivalent. It is comparable. It is equivalent to all face-to-face, distance, online, blended. I will discuss that. Technology-enabled learning, which is happening because distance learning is still in any case, but for the formal system, they're also after COVID, where everybody got into Zooming and Googling. So now they are into that. I will little touch upon internationalization, cross-border credit transfer, because that credit transfer is also possible. If you do a part of that in your country, in another institution, you can equally do some credits from IGNOU, and that credit transfer will be very much possible. So that flexibility is also coming up with the new policy, quality research, and I will certainly talk about blended learning, because our entire higher education is gone blended. Till now, in our country, 40% of the credits courses that the students can take from the national platform SWAYAM, which is our national online platform. I will discuss how IGNOU has also contributed, is doing 40% they can take from there. So that means if a student is taking 40% from the SWAYAM in their formal classroom, that means 60% is face-to-face. So the degree is already blended. So it is already there. But now the national policy says the entire higher education will go blended. I will show a formulation of the national policy, and IGNOU is also gearing towards that. IGNOU, in any case, from the beginning was blended. National policy also says that this is just for your information that we are into an open education movement. Though we have private players, though we have players like the International Center for Academics, we have also many in our country, private universities, private institutions. But we are simply saying that if they can use more of open education resources, because every institution has to also use open education resources, which are declared under Creative Commons. Copyright is C, and open education resources Creative Commons CC. So if you have resources, print, audio, video, graphics, animation, data, which are CC, then you can very well openly use, even in your course studies, additional studies, you can refer to, you can provide links. But those which are copyrighted, not a single sentence, not a single diagram from the internet should be picked up, because this will be plagiarism, because everything is copyrighted. Please, even for your assignment, don't pick up anything. ChatGPT will give you a full assignment, it will work out. Forget about ChatGPT. Even earlier, also a computer could also provide you an alternative assignment. There are tools available. Please don't do that, because sometimes there is a plagiarism check. So therefore, you may be in trouble. So therefore, friends, everything is copyrighted. Everything is copyrighted. Even IGNOU materials are also copyrighted, though through our IGNOU course repository, They are available free of cost to anyone all over the world. They are not priced, but you cannot, they are not open educational resources. You cannot take them, cut and paste and reuse, resell. No, you cannot do that. So we are moving to open education movement and therefore open pedagogy, open education practices, meaning thereby the teachers could also facilitate students to generate content, to generate activities themselves, and which can also be leading to grading or scoring. So student involvement in content generation and assessment and activity generation, these three areas would be leading to open education practices. Why all the time teachers? Why not students? Students are also capable of creating content, generating activities, and even creating assessment rubrics. The students can do, and we are moving towards open publishing. So meaning thereby, our policy says that we have to move towards openness, all kinds of openness, and it suits us because we are a national open university. We are a distance teaching university, but we are also an open university. We are teaching at a distance, but we are open because of many removal of many restrictions. But of course, there'll be some restrictions over there because you cannot open up totally. So this is what it is, suits us. So friends, let me say new changes that are coming up because our programs all over the country, including IGNOU, will be geared towards this. So 2024 January, you will have new formulation in place. We have a national credit framework now. Our professional education was based on the National Skill Qualifications Framework under the Ministry of Skilling, AICTE, Medical Council. I was chairperson of the Teacher Education Council, 19,000 institutions, 14 lakh students, teachers, they study every year. That is a regulator. AICTE is a regulator for professional education. Medical Commission, earlier it was Medical Council, Nursing Council, Dentist Council, Pharmaceutical Council, Architecture Council, so Agriculture Council. All these councils are important here because we have to conform to the council regulations. So councils were geared because all our professional programs were developed based on National Skill Qualifications Framework. Higher education, they have a higher education, National Higher Education Qualifications Framework. Qualifications framework would mean at any level, first year, second year, third year, undergraduate, for instance, there is a standard to be achieved. And if you achieve that standard, which is expressed in terms of student learning outcomes and translated into credits. So therefore, in the entire country, there is one credit framework now. So therefore, all our courses are equivalent and programs equivalent to professional regulators, whosoever, medical, dentists, all kinds of regulators that are, including the University Grants Commission, which is the apex, but which is generally for general education. Professional education are different, medical different, dentistry different, medical different, nursing different, pharmaceutical different, architecture different. So all these councils, they will conform to National Credit Framework. That would simply mean IGNOU will be in the best position for credit recognition and credit transfer. Earlier, we were transferring credits from others. Our credits, sometimes the face-to-face system was not willing to transfer. But now it will be seamless, it will be equivalent, legally tenable, nobody can go to the court of law and nobody can stop it. So therefore, this is an excellent development, National Credit Framework that has come up, one credit framework in the country. So having said that, and we are all implementing, IGNOU has already gone ahead, many institutions in the country, University of Delhi, IGNOU, Jamia Millia, Central University, and many others, they have also gone ahead in implementing in the country. Almost all the states, except a few who are politically a little bit opposing this, but then they have to, because credit transfer and equivalency will not be possible. So they will be doing this. And this will also have credit definition as per international standards. I will discuss those. That credit transfer from India to Nepal, India to America, India to Canada is possible. From Canada to India is also possible. This is agreed, finally recognized, and we are moving to a national credit framework. Just 2 months back, this was in place nationally. Finally, May 2023, the national credit framework is already in place. What simply means equivalence of general and vocational education, because vocational education was parallel, general education was separate, professional education was separate, these three. Now, these three will be seamless transfer. I can do some courses from general education, some courses from vocational, some courses from professional. I can also do that. And my credit from general can be transferred to vocational stream, from vocational stream to general stream. This is a very, very important development, friends. You have to keep in mind because our new programs will be coming up this way. Of course, this will be based on measurable criteria. This will be expressed in terms of student learning outcomes. Therefore, you will see that in our units also, we have learning outcomes at the beginning. So course learning outcome, program learning outcome. So learning outcomes will be translated into credits. And that learning outcome and credit will be equivalent to from online, distance, face-to-face, everything will be equivalent. There will be multiple entry and exit. There will be validation of alternative forms of learning. I will discuss that. That credit transfer is very much possible. Of course, you will follow what IGNOU is doing, but you can also implement in Nepal, for instance, in alternative other ways that other programs that you are developing. So because since you are IGNOU Center, we are implementing, I will discuss these, and you will appreciate and understand how this is happening. And therefore, in future, this will happen. Digital learning will become distance online learning, digital learning, they will be equivalent. They are now finally equivalent by the National Policy 2020 and by the National Credit Framework 2023, which doesn't distinguish between face-to-face, distance, online in terms of credits. All credits are equivalent. I will show the credit structure, the new credit structure. All are equivalent and all can be seamlessly transferable. So they recognize each other, they can transfer. So as a student, I can do some courses face-to-face, some from distance learning, some I can do transfer. I'm already employed and I will do a national test and I get say 10 credits equivalent based on my experience. So 10 credits will be exempted by IGNOU or 10 credits will be exempted by face-to-face. So 3 kinds of learning that are coming up. 1, general learning. 2nd, vocational learning. And 3rd, my on-the-job experience or on-the-job training. These 3 kinds of learning are recognized. Finally, everybody has to legally recognize this. One cannot go to the court of law. So therefore, there will be a combination of 3: academic learning, skill-based learning, and on-the-job or experiential learning. And that experiential learning, for those who are on the job, it will be experiential learning, on-the-job training for them. And those students who are continuing, and say, for instance, there is an internship, because internship is becoming compulsory across various programs. So if somebody is an apprenticeship or joining an internship as part of the program of study of IGNOU, that internship will also be called as experiential learning. How the credit equivalence will be done, I will discuss these. So learning has to be assessed based on learning outcomes at different levels of study, 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, and so on and so forth. There will be assessment of learning and there will be allocation of credits. So how the credit will be defined, I will discuss this. So friends, the National Credit Framework has 8 levels. Up to 4 levels are up to school. 4.5 to 6 are undergraduate. Postgraduate 6, 6.57. PhD is level 8. And each level, there will be a combination of academic, skilling, experiential learning. And apprenticeship and internship will be part of that. And project-based learning, portfolio-based learning, problem-based learning, they'll be part of that. How it will happen? That up to grade 5 of the school, 800 to 1,000 hours of study will be put in. And from grade 6 onwards till PhD, 1,200 hours a year has to be put in. So we at IGNOU, we were doing less. Now it will be more. So it will be 40 credits a year. So January 2024, you will have new formulation, 40 credits. Hi, Jyoti, daughter, how are you? So there will be 40 credits a year. I will show that. 1 credit is 30 hours of study. In IGNOU, we had already 1 credit is 30 hours of study, but this is now the whole country. So therefore, we are in a beneficial position. So IGNOU already had 1 credit is 30 hours, as you know. Our credits is 1 credit is 30 hours, which is your self-learning, counseling, assignments, examination, all kinds of and student activities, practicum, all put together was 30 hours, 1 credit. But now 40 credits a year, 1 credit, 30 hours, so 1,200 hours a year for everybody. Delhi University, face-to-face, Kathmandu University, for instance, if it was here, then IGNOU, anybody is 1,200 hours a year, 40 credits. So 1 year of study is 40 credits, 1,200 hours. But one can take more than 1,200 hours a year. This is equally applicable to IGNOU students. Please underline this, that you can do 2 degrees simultaneously from IGNOU. It was not possible earlier. So now you can do 1 degree from face-to-face from Kathmandu and 1 degree simultaneously from IGNOU at the same point of time. You can do 2 degrees from IGNOU. I will discuss that. So therefore, friends, how the credit will be expressed, that our designers, they have done it. If it is 1 hour of theory, that will be equivalent to 2 hours of practical. That will be equivalent to 3 hours of portfolio-based learning or apprenticeship or internship or on-the-job training. So my on-the-job training, if I go through national assessment to transfer into credits, that you have to exempt because I have on-the-job training. So my 3 hours of training will be equivalent to your 1 hour of theory. So therefore, I will get one third score in that. So if I'm doing practical, I'm getting 50% score on that. And if I'm doing theory, 100%. So this is the final that IGNOU has to follow. The whole country has also to follow. This is the final formulation that first year undergraduate, multiple entry and exit, that one can complete first year, which is level 4.5, 40 credits a year. So one can get a certificate. So in our undergraduate program, you can complete first year, get a certificate, and then get out and go to the world of work, some job, come back after 2 years to join the second year of IGNOU. Now it is possible. So flexibility is extended, friends. Not only your flexibility, but the institution is providing this flexibility for the whole country. This is for the face-to-face system, Delhi University, IGNOU, for everybody. I will do second year, I will get a diploma or engineering diploma or any other professional program, level 5, my credit is 40. And now my credit point, because level is credit is 40, level 4.5, my first year will be 180 credit points. Second year, 40 multiplied by 5, 200 credit points. Third year, 40 multiplied by 5.5. Third year, that level, my credit point will be 220. So credit points will be equivalent. So credit points will be not credits. Credit points will be recognized because my credit points will be more. Every year, credit is 40, constant. But credit point will increase because of the level. First year level, second year level, third year, master's program, still higher level, PhD, still higher level. So credit points will be high. All kinds of professional programs, everything, M.Tech, B.Tech, and all kinds of things are discussed here. Now we have also another higher education cluster, meaning thereby that if in India, and this may not be applicable at a distance overseas, but still a point to make, that if I'm a student of one college studying in one city, I can take another course from another college in the same city, and I pay my fees over there, and my credits from there will be transferred over here. Or if I'm a face-to-face university or college students, I can do 2 courses from IGNOU. My IGNOU credits will be transferred to my college. And finally, the institution which will be offering 50% of the credits will be awarding the degree, meaning thereby, if I'm a student of face-to-face system, I can do 50% from my institution, 50% from another college, from IGNOU, from any distance learning institution, and 50% since I have done in my institution will give degree. So if I do less than 50, nobody will give me a degree. So I have to do 50% in one institution. So in IGNOU, if one does 50% and then takes 50% from elsewhere, we also at IGNOU, we will recognize, we will award the degree, but 50% of the credits is done by the student from elsewhere. So we will minimum 50. So I hope you are getting the point. So therefore, all standalone institutions, education management, law, engineering, they were single institutions, they will get into multidisciplinary. There will be dual degree program. For instance, now BA, B.Ed, 4-year program. When I was regulator in teacher education, we introduced the after +2 4-year integrated program, BA, B.Ed, BSc, B.Ed. You will get 2 degrees, BSc as well as B.Ed, BA as well as B.Ed. So you can do an MSc, you can do an M.Ed, or you can become a secondary school teacher. So this kind of flexibility is coming up. So dual degree provision will be there in teacher education. Just one example, there are many examples. Dual degree otherwise is possible. UGC regulation, our University Grants Commission 2022 that you can take one face-to-face, one ODL, or online. You can combine face-to-face and ODL to have 2 degrees, or you can have 2 face-to-face cluster colleges degree. Joint degree is also possible. Those who have National Assessment Accreditation Council in India, the NAC assessment 3.01 score out of 4, or top US ranking, or Times Higher Education ranking internationally, top 1000, or national ranking in India, top 100, they can do joint degree. So joint degree is also possible. So friends, sky is the limit. A whole lot of changes have taken place. Example, for instance, IGNOU. You can take 2 programs, one from face-to-face, one from IGNOU, 2 from IGNOU at the same point of time, but 1 semester gap will be there. Otherwise, there will be class in the examination. So if you are at January admission for 1 program, there will be July admission for another program. You can do 2 programs simultaneously. We have put 45 programs in our basket. That is 2 we can take out of 45, any 2 programs. So PhD is not part of the dual degree program. That you cannot do 1 program and also do a PhD. So this PhD is not part of that basket. So this is our National Higher Education Qualifications Framework, which IGNOU will also have to follow. We are following now. So the level, as I said, level 4.5, that certificate I can track, undergraduate certificate, go to my work, go to job. But when I go to job, I have to do a 4 credits vocational to get into the job. And I can come back after 2 years. I can continue the second year and complete it. And I say 40 credits again, and I can go out and I can simply say, give me the diploma. I don't want to go continue 3rd year. So you get a diploma. You come back, do a bachelor's degree, 3rd year, 40 credits again, you get a bachelor's degree, undergraduate degree. And the 4th year, which is dominated by research, that you do the final 40 credits, you get BA honors research degree. And after that, you can go directly for PhD. So BA 4th year with honors and research, you can get into directly to PhD, which was not thinkable earlier. Or you can go for a 1-year master's after that, because master's will become after 4 years, 1-year master's. So this will be like that. Level 8 is doctoral program, PhD, 3 to 6 years. This is our National Skill Qualifications Framework, how the skill is defined, based on which we develop our courses. That, say, for instance, level 5, which is the 2nd year. Level 5 is the 1st year, because 5.5 is 2nd year. So level 5, the 1st year undergraduate degree, for instance. Our courses will define the process required, the professional knowledge required for that skill, the professional skill that is required, the core skills which are common, and the responsibility, as our colleague was telling, transfer of learning. That our responsibility when I complete, that can I join the job and day 1 I start contributing without an apprenticeship? Yes, it is possible. So therefore the courses and activities and assignments, they have to be developed based on National Skill Qualifications Framework. I'm repeating this, friends, because all your skill courses, the National Council for Vocational Education Training, the national regulator of skill education in the country under Minister of Skilling, has finally recognized these. And all IGNOU courses, skill courses, and IGNOU skill-based programs are recognized by them as equivalent to, because they are the regulator, as equivalent. So they have recognized. Now, earlier it was not. Now we are in a better position to claim the skill courses and skill programs, which are recognized and equivalent. Equivalent means it is equivalent internationally, not only nationally, but also internationally. As our colleague was telling, that he was telling that IQAS recognizes IGNOU in Canada, for instance. So this will be, nobody in the internationally can deny this. So because if they do, they'll be writing to the regulator will clarify, it will be done. So therefore, there is no need to go to any dispute or consumer court or anything else. So this is already done. This is our 4-year undergraduate program. Please have a look at this. I will show you how IGNOU has done also in my IGNOU example. This is the 4-year undergraduate program. The 4th year will be 160 credits, 40 credits a year, 4-year, 160 credits. However, the University of Delhi, DU, the University of Delhi puts in 16 credits more for the 4-year undergraduate program, 176 credits. How it will be done? Earlier, the discipline was 100%. Now, internationally, they say multidisciplinary. Our engineering graduates are largely unemployable because employers are not taking. Not that engineering course is bad or program is bad. No, it is excellent. But then what is the problem? The problem is the employers, they need multi-skills. They, besides engineering, they need management, communication, leadership, critical thinking, and all kinds of skills that they need, which engineering doesn't provide. So now all the programs, engineering, medicine, nursing, management, IT, you name it, even social science and humanities education, they all have to go through this formulation. This is the formulation for everybody. What is that? That your major discipline is 50% credits, 80 credits. So discipline is only 50%. The discipline minor is 32 credits. Multidisciplinary, that you have to take courses from other disciplines if you wish so, and you have to. Of course, you can take from related disciplines, which will help you in your employment. So in future, you have to select your major discipline core, which is 50%. Minor within the discipline, 32 credits. Multidisciplinary, 9 credits. You have to take at least 3 credits, 3 courses from other disciplines. It's your choice, student's choice. The whole basket is there. It is your choice that which courses you can take. Ability enhancement course, 8 credits. Skill enhancement course, 9 credits. Value-added courses in the market, employability, 6 to 8 credits. Summer internship, 2 to 4 credits. And those who will go for 4th year, the research dissertation will be 12 credits. So friends, 3-year and 4-year formulation is in front of you, because for the 3-year, this research is 0 here. There is a desk over here. There is a 0. And if you are going for 4th year, then 12 credits of, besides other, because they have to be 40 credits a year. So 12 credits of research and dissertation is a must. Now, to conclude this point for your understanding, this is a summary of what is coming up, that the credit, college and university, in the face-to-face, 15 hours of classroom teaching by the teacher, and 15 hours of co-curricular activities, seminars, assignments, activities, presentations, sports activities, all kinds of things, 15 hours. So 30 hours, 1 credit in face-to-face. Open and distance learning, 1 credit was already 30 hours of student learning. 20 credits per semester, 40 credits a year. As I said earlier, 1 credit is 1 hour of teaching, or 2 hours of practical, or 2 hours of open distance learning, or 3 hours of on-the-job training, or 3 hours of experience. So 12 to 14 week a semester. So this will be the final formulation for the whole country. And IGNOU benefits, because IGNOU will be recognized by all. There will be no dispute henceforth, whether general, vocational education, because our vocational education is recognized and approved by the national regulator now, our courses and programs, and the credit system. Our 1 credit was 30 hours earlier. In India, 1 credit face-to-face was 15 hours only, but they have more credits. So therefore, now they're all equivalent. 1 credit is 30 hours face-to-face, 30 hours distance learning. However, you have also taken into account, your students have also to do this, that there is a national bank of credits, academic bank of credits, ABC. The student will go on earning credits. The student and the institution will register in the national academic depository called Academic Bank of Credits. This is just a server, national server, just like your bank. You deposit money, you withdraw money. So you deposit you complete courses and deposit your credits. You complete 1st year, go to the world of work, come back after 2 years, complete the 2nd year, and go there. Your credits will be accumulated there in the bank of credits. As and when you like, you can redeem your credits and claim a certificate, diploma, or degree. But the label has to be mentioned. Level 5, level 6, level 7, 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, master's program, diploma program, postgraduate diploma. These are the labels. Of course, the labels have to be maintained. So therefore, institutions have to register in the ABC. They will get a registration number. All the students have to register in the Academic Bank of Credit. So your students should also start thinking to register in the Academic Bank of Credits, because if they do, their credit transfer will be possible. It will be easy. It will be just a computerized system. digitized system that within a click of mouse that the student can claim or redeem the credits. As I said earlier, the 50% of the credits that any institution will offer and the rest 50% the student can take from outside will award the degree. So minimum is 50, 60, 70, maybe 100%, because the same institution is giving 100%. But the student has the choice. The institution cannot stop a student to take another 50% from anywhere one feels like. Of course, not YouTube or Coursera or edX. These courses are not recognized. They have to be institutionalized courses made equivalent by the regulator. So they are part of these national education policy and national credit framework. I hope I'm communicating, friends. So our program design will be like this in the future. That all skill courses will be jointly developed by the industry. And the University Grants Commission has allowed, many universities are appointing, they are not PhD, they're not professors, they are called professors of practice. That those who have 10, 15, 20 years experience in the industry, they will get full-time professor appointment in the university. Their responsibility is to develop skill-based courses. So in IGNOU also, we don't appoint full-time professors of practice, but right from the beginning, even now more of the industry people, they will be, because we have a course team approach, because we are small faculty and we take the help of all experts all over the country. That's how you get the best of the materials that are available. So the industry people, they will be part of our exercise through the National Skill Qualifications Framework and National Skill Development Council of the Government of India Authority, the apex body, and IGNOU, they have joined together that from different diversified professional fields, experts, they will be part of IGNOU course design and development. So in future, you will get better skill development courses, which will be equivalent. They are better skill courses, they are employable skills, and they're also equivalent. So that is what is coming up. What I'm trying to say is that to give you more confidence that IGNOU is now in a better position to do this, because many have been questioning that whether distance students are eligible, online kinds of things. This is all gone. This is all gone with a click of button, national education policy and national credit framework. Not only in India, internationally, they are equivalent now. So multiple entry and exit, I discussed with you that you can take a chance of this. You can use this facility. Community engagement and service, some credits will be part of that. Research and internship. Internship is going to be compulsory, hopefully, or there will be alternative to internship. Internship can be outside. Internship can be in your own institution also, possible with the help of professors of practice. Or you can translate it, or alternatively, for internship, you can provide high-level student activities. So therefore, that will be equivalent to internship. Environment and value education is part of that, because environmental awareness, global warming, and all kinds of things are coming up, so the students should know. Language, culture, and art, skill courses, and therefore multidisciplinary and holistic. Because 50% is only from your discipline. The rest of the 50% is spread over, as I showed you earlier. I will show how IGNOU will be doing. So now our new curriculum will be theory, practicum, and internship. And we have to categorically for the assessment agency so that our credit hours and content, how interaction is taking place, including study center, how activities are being carried out, and what is our assessment rubric. To proceed a little further, our curriculum design and transaction will be more refined. Graduate attributes, they are already defined. They're taken into consideration by the faculty. Learning outcomes is nothing but your credit, because credit is nothing but achievement of student learning outcomes. Existing learning and experiential recognition of prior learning, I have told you already that 3 hours equivalent to 1 hour theory. So 3 hours upon the job training is equivalent to 1 hour of theory. And if you are on the job, you want to transfer credit, you don't want to do all the credits of a program, you can go through an assessment, national assessment, and you will be exempted for your experience. Please note it, you will be exempted because you already have practical experience. This is now legitimate, legal in the country across the board. Not only IGNOU, Delhi University, another. So all institutions, 1,100 universities and 48,000 colleges, they have to do this. Nobody can deny nobody. Our courses are modular credit-based, so the formal system will go towards that. Mediated teaching learning, including 21st century skills. That is very important. Employability skills, social and life skills, emotional intelligence, they will be part of the curriculum, maybe part of student activities, and finally, happiness skills. When the International Development Index was being redefined, they said, we will go for an happiness index. So gross happiness index. Gross development index is now gross happiness index. When it was implemented, our neighboring country, Bhutan, got #1 ranking. That was the happiest country in the world. You know that. Now this year means 22-23, Finland is the happiest country as declared. So we are now getting into happiness skills, that we are developing skills to get a job, lead life, but then we are not able to take care of life. Mental health problem is more than disability problem all over the world. So therefore, as elsewhere, so also we have happiness skills included in that. So what is 21st century skills? All the kinds of skills which is needed for multidisciplinary job. Second, social and life skills, you can take care of your life. And 3, happiness skills, that how to cool off, how to be happy all the time. These are part of the curriculum now. There will be authentic tasks in student activities, including workshops, portfolios, internships, and our assessment rubric will become more formative and summative, continuous, and comprehensive. It will undergo changes, and you will see the visible changes in 2024. What are these skills? Discipline skills, 50% only. Then the rest 50%, employability skills, social life skills, happiness skills, self-learning skills, digital literacy skills, and learning to learn skills or lifelong learning skills. All put together, including environment, values, and so on and so forth, all put together will be your new curriculum. That would simply mean, friends, you might have a question in mind, why this game is going on? Simply because that you will be more employable, #1. #2, that besides your job, that you can take care of your life and happiness. So that is what is called multidisciplinary and holistic. Besides multiple entry and exit, it's becoming multidisciplinary and holistic. So therefore, all 21st century skills will be part of the student engagement and students' activities. Communication, independent learning, thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, responsibility and ethical skills, leadership skills, digital literacy, knowledge management skills, self-directed learning, happiness skills, all will become, whether you are teaching medicine, dentistry, nursery, hospital waste management, or surgery or cardiology, as IGNOU is teaching surgery and cardiology also, or geriatric medicine, or social science, or management, or engineering, everywhere, all these kinds of skills will be integrated. There will be 4 kinds of mapping. This is for your understanding only, which will help you for your employment, that we will show as evidence that our program mapping and will be translated into student learning outcomes, which was earlier there. And the student learning outcomes will be related to student activities, and all these will be related to student assessment, meaning thereby that in future, your program learning outcome, student learning outcome, relating to student activities besides your own study, there'll be more activities, and those activities will be dealing with all these kinds of skills that I discussed, and they will be related to, or they will be equivalent by the authorities, regulators in this country. So there is full equivalency of all these, and our assessment rubric will be a little more expanded. So yesterday it was 30% assignment, 70%. Maybe it will become a little more bifurcated. Whole lot of activities will be coming in. Whole lot of skill assessment will also be coming in, because activities will be dealing with a lot of skills. So that means our future degree graduates will be more competent. They will have broad knowledge. They will have also focused professional knowledge, and they can also take care of life and their happiness. That is the idea that the new education policy, national education policy, vis-a-vis the national credit framework that has come up. This was our skilling program in the country. We have community colleges, the University Grants Commission Bachelor of Vocational Education. We have a school vocational education parallel. There are skill universities in the country. There are industrial training institutes and polytechnics, the National Open School and State Open Schools. There are diploma degree colleges, almost 10 to 12,000 in the country, and IGNOU and State Open Universities, they were doing skilling. Now, friends, all these will be equivalent and all these will be credit transfer. If I've done a credit for vocational education in Bachelor of Vocational, that can be transferred to IGNOU, and IGNOU credits can also be transferred to that college or university. So I hope I'm communicating that there will be seamless transfer of credits between general education, vocational education, and my on-the-job training, that I'm in a job and my on-the-job training. Assessment will be 3 types in the friends in the future. Maybe it depends on the program coordinator, how they will be. One is summative assessment, which was going on, which was 70% for IGNOU. Formative assessment will be expanded more, maybe 50%, which is now 30%. But now the third category is assessment as learning. So assessment of learning, assessment for learning, that assessment as learning, that while student is doing learning, the teacher is also assessing. One example is portfolio. So we are trying that more and more portfolio will be built into different kinds of programs of study. Portfolio is an activity. Portfolio is a holistic activity. What is a portfolio? That when I do an activity of problem solving, that what I do, how I do, what problems I face, how I have solved it, and what problems that need to be addressed, and so on and so forth. The record of that, a scientific record, is called a portfolio. So a portfolio is very, very important now. When you go for a job, they don't ask for your mark sheet, or they want to see you. They want to see your portfolio. That is a business portfolio, an academic portfolio, and a skill-based business portfolio that you have to present. All international companies, they ask for your portfolio. If they like your portfolio, they will like to have an interaction with you. Otherwise, no. That's what our colleague Amit Sama was telling. That he was telling about the portfolio. Because what he did, a transfer of learning was possible. That's what the Canada recognized. And tomorrow, if we say, here is a portfolio, which was assessed for assessment as learning. While I was doing portfolio, my teacher was assessing, simultaneously awarding grade or score. And here is my portfolio, which is an assessed portfolio. And that portfolio will empower you to get job internationally as equivalent. So friends, now we are going blended in the country, and therefore our future will be blended. First, self-learning, as we have been doing. Face-to-face will be more hands-on, and there will be somehow compulsory online collaboration, discussion forum, assignments, portfolios, kinds of things will be coming up in the future. These are the kinds of blended learning which will happen in the future. Of course, in IGNOU, you know the system. So, but this is for the whole country. Now, the SOIM 4-quadrant MOOC is available, massive open online courses. I have listed here IGNOU. There are almost 3,000 courses. IGNOU has contributed 193 courses to more. They are 4-credit courses or 6-credit courses. 126 courses of IGNOU have been adopted by Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, Central University, Hyderabad, Pondicherry, Tezpur Central University. So the MOOC is also coming up. And in our IGNOU MOOCs, 13.5 lakh students have got admitted. In July 22 cycle, 2.5 lakh students got registered. So meaning thereby that a student can also do a course from the MOOC SOIM platform, the National SOIM Online MOOC platform. And that credit will be transferred to the student's academic bank of credit as the student's income, and the student is at liberty to redeem those credits to get a certificate, diploma, degree, and student has the more flexibility now. Cross-border education, just to conclude in one point, not to bother much, that Indian institutions can open campuses abroad. Overseas institutions, they can full-time establish campus in India, which was not allowed earlier. And credit transfer is possible. One can do up to 25% of credit from outside the country. So this equivalency is already there. IGNOU new programs. Let me next 5 minutes talk about IGNOU. We have 3.5 million students. We have 265 programs. Almost 100 programs have been newly added. Online, we have 44 programs. So you can do 2 programs from IGNOU. 27,000 online students are there. 193 SWAYAM online MOOCs we have contributed. 1.3 million SWAYAM students for IGNOU are there. Just to give an example, our MBA, there are 7 kinds of MBA now. They are approved by, AICTE, not YE. That is All India Council for Technical Education. That is a regulator for our professional programs, engineering, management, and so on. So we have 7 kinds of MBA now available. You can take benefit of that. New programs we have added: Masters in Hindu Studies, Masters in Jyotis, Masters in Sanskrit, Urdu, Drawing and Painting. There are many. I've just brought in that which you might also like to take up. Some in Masters in Hindu Studies, and which is in high demand. Masters in Jyotis, Masters in Sanskrit, Drawing and Painting, and there are many programs that you will see in IGNOU's kitty. Friends, this is our final, which we're still discussing. We are going to implement the 4-year undergraduate program. That there are 8 semesters: discipline core, discipline minor, multidisciplinary, ability enhancement, skill enhancement, value added, and total credits. So first semester 20, second semester 20. I can complete 40 credits. I can get out. You have to give me a certificate. I don't want to continue. And I have to do 4 credits vocational to get into job. I can come back or continue, or can come back, do 3rd semester, 4th semester, another 40 credits, I get a diploma. And I have to do another 4 credits to get into job. I do 5th and 6th semester, another 40 credits, and I don't want to continue 4th year. I get an undergraduate major or a dual major. If I continue the 5th and 6th semester, 7th and 8th semester, the 4th year, I will complete another 40 credits dominated by internship and research, after which I can directly go to PhD, and my degree will be undergraduate honors or honors with research. So those honors with research can go directly to PhD, but those with honors, they can go only to 1-year master's program. I hope I'm communicating. This is our final credit structure and new structure. So discipline core, 80 credits out of 160, 50%. Discipline minor, 32 credits. Multidisciplinary, 9. Ability enhancement, 8 credits. Skill enhancement, 25 credits, by the way. So skill, but that skill will be just like a project, 12 credits in the 8th semester. That will be research. And value added, 6, and total 160 credits, 4-year undergraduate program. I hope this new structure is coming up. Hopefully we are planning January 2024, we will implement, and all our certificate, diploma. Certificate can't be multiple entry and exit. That is just one certificate. And certificate will be 1 year. Diploma will be 2 years. Postgraduate diploma, 2 years. Degree, 3 to 4 years. And postgraduate degree can be 1 year minimum. But if 3-year undergraduate, it has to be 2 years masters. IGNOU skilling, just a little bit. Our skill courses are added to existing programs. National Council for Vocational Education and Training, the regulator in the country, has finally approved our skill courses. So they are legitimate now. Nobody can deny. So if in a general education one is studying skill, that skill will also be equivalent to like engineering or medicine or nursing. That skill will be equivalent. So I can use that for my future purpose. Professional programs through regulators, for instance, BTTM in tourism, you cannot do that. Its regulator doesn't allow that, but we have a Bachelor of Arts in Tourism that is also allowed. So some of the, like an LLB, like MBBS, our regulators say that the first degree is not allowed through distance learning. That's okay. We have accepted that. But then our continuing medical education after MBBS, surgery, cardiology, geriatric medicine, hospital waste management, maternity and child health, all these are recognized by the regulator. So therefore, those who are MBBS already, and they want to take up surgery as an additional skill, or cardiology, they can study through IGNOU. So this is one example that how BTTM is not allowed by the regulator, but BA tourism is allowed by them. All programs and courses by NCVT approved. Recognition of prior learning, I told you. Another example I give you, just for your understanding, which Gurkha Rifles is also part of this. So Nepal is also involved in this in a way. How? We have an IGNOU program. Now, for 4 years, anybody can join through national test our Indian Army, for instance, 4 years. After 4 years, where will they go? So some of the industries like Tata, Reliance, and all these big industries, they say 25 to 30% of the graduates, if they have the skill, we will employ them. Okay, that's fine. But how this will happen? So therefore, the Ministry of Skilling, Ministry of Defense, and IGNOU, they have a tripartite agreement, legal agreement, that Indian Defense, that they can have BA or BSc, BCom, or BA Vocational, or BA Tourism Management. They will be called BA Applied Skills. BA, BSc, Applied Skills, BCom, Applied Skills. What is that? 50-50 formulation. What is that 50-50? That 50% of the credits that they have experienced, their skill already will be transferred to IGNOU, and 50% of credit courses they will do from IGNOU to get. That means out of 160 credits or 120 credits of 3 years undergraduate, they have to do only 60 credits. The 60 credits will be transferred from their job or skill to IGNOU. I hope I'm communicating. So they have to do only 50% IGNOU. We will recognize 50% of credits, which is based on their experience and skill they have earned already. There is a Sankalp, there is a national skilling program that all the prime ministers, Kausal Kendra, Jana Siksha, Industrial Training Institute, Polytechnics, they are now our study centers. We can use their skills as our study centers. Just like the International Center for Academics, they will become our study centers. What they will get, that all their students, all their employees who have already experience in one particular vocation, 50% of that we will transfer. They will do only 50% from IGNOU, and they will get the undergraduate degree. Just for your information, our MBA Banking and Finance, which was earlier restricted, now it is open for all for admission, that anybody can join in our MBA program. Any graduate can join in our MBA Banking and Finance. So just for your information. IGNOU has a lot more collaboration. This is your for understanding that Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Diploma in Agriculture Cost Management, Institute of all these that I have listed as collaborators, they are the national regulators. They are the national. Rehabilitation Council of India for Disability and Special Education, B.Ed Special Education, M.Ed Special Education, Director General of Health Services and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the Government of India, that we have an MOU, training for health waste management in the country. This is a national program, and there are varieties of certificate diploma programs being offered. The Food Regulatory Authority, which is very powerful in the country, postgraduate diploma in food safety and quality management is in collaboration with that. Ministry Law and Justice, for instance, the Law Ministry of Government of India, postgraduate diploma in paralegal practice for legal awareness in the country. These are just simple, a few examples that we have national collaborators. That's how IGNOU is more powerful, that we have national regulators who are ministries are collaborators for legal awareness, for food safety, for health waste management, for special education, for agriculture management. I've just given a few examples. So friends, to conclude, our IGNOU international students, we have 87,000 cumulative international students. 2023, we have 5,000 international students, including our 600 plus active students from Nepal Study Center, partner institutions 15, and E-Vidya Bharati, which is an online program in 19 countries, 19 plus 15 countries now. Goal Guyana, for Guyana, the 2,500 scholarships that 3,500 Government of India is providing scholarship to Guyana. 2,500 scholarships out of 3,500 is by IGNOU. You can imagine how IGNOU is more famous and more powerful. Out of 30, the rest 1,000 goes to Delhi University, other institutions, but 2,500 fellowships or scholarships is by IGNOU. So IGNOU is offering 2,500, 2,500 students in Guyana. This is our National Professional Development Program, just for your information, that continuing professional development, the National Education Policy. We have 1.5 million, 15 lakh college and university teachers in the country. Just like I'm giving this presentation to you, we are also orienting through combination of 3 platforms. Samat platform through which IGNOU does admission. We have used that for admission. SWAYAM platform for program delivery of the government of India. We have created a vertical 2 protected because SWAYAM is open platform. So we have created a protected platform. And SWAYAM Prabha, we have 4 national television channels along with YouTube. We have joined together. These 3 combined together, we are doing a national training for 15 lakh college and university teachers on national education policy and national credit framework, a part of which I presented to you. This is our platform. Honorable Prime Minister's photograph is there, and Honorable Education Minister's photograph. This is our homepage. This is our homepage in the platform. And all these URLs I have given to you. You can circulate to your students, to anybody free of cost. They can access, get into video of, say, for instance, National Education Policy Chairperson, Dr. Kastur Ranga. He has contributed a video. He was chairman of the ISRO, the satellite organization, Indian Space Research Organization, very famous internationally. All our satellites, we are a satellite country, as you know. We are a missile country and satellite country. So all satellites are designed by him when he was there. But his predecessor and his successor, he is the chairman of the committee. He is the highest award-winning Padma Vibhushan. That means the highest national award has been given to him. And he is the chair of the committee. His video is also available, and many others free of cost. You can access these and get into those videos. My Vice Chancellor, myself, and our colleague, Director Online, this is the first small picture that you see that was inauguration of that, and we presented. We also presented, the government says, that the Vice Chancellors, registrars, college principals, they also need to be oriented. Here is our second platform, a 2-credit course, which is being offered through online. There are online print, online videos, there are online discussion forum for interaction, and there is an online test available. So this put together, this is our platform, National Education Policy. My name is written there. I'm the program coordinator, but this is the national platform that we are offering. This is for vice chancellors, principals, and so on and so forth. These are our Hindi and English resources, which you can study about national policy. And these are videos. This is not about national policy. This is all about, say, a new assessment strategy, a new teaching strategy, a new interaction strategy, and all kinds of things are over there. So all teaching learning resources that you find over here, which are latest, which the whole country is using, which IGNOU is using, and therefore the national education policy and national curriculum framework and national credit framework. And as I presented to you, that IGNOU and the entire country is transforming. January 2024, you will have the full-scale implementation of this, including IGNOU. So thank you, friends. I stop here. And if there are any questions or anything that you have jotted down or you have written, and I can respond to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, seriously, it was my doubts about flexible learning. What are the efforts being made in IGNOU, to highlight on the flexibility aspect? It's so much clear. The slides were very much interesting. And I really look forward to the plans and policies that you said. I really look forward that they come into action very soon. Thank you so much for your presentation. Now I would like to announce that the floor is open for the question and answer. If our participants have any question, they can put it in the floor. We can start one by one. If you have any, you can just unmute yourself. Also, in the meantime, the attendance link is shared in the chat box. Please feel free to fill your details in the attendance sheet. So do we have any questions? I think I should put it that way, or everything is very much clear from Dr. Panda's slide. Looks like everything is very much clear, sir.
I will suggest to our colleagues and especially students to be in touch with Dr. Mukherjee to have clarification from our international division, because that is the contact point for you, that some of these things that I discussed, to what extent, how much they will be applicable to overseas, and like dual degree, credit transfer internationally, and doing a course from SWAYAM. Can IGNOU students in Nepal, Kathmandu, can do the SWAYAM course from India, which is online, and a credit transfer will be possible? Such questions. But rest of the things that I said, that will be applicable to all. So we are getting more empowered, more employability skills will be there, more happiness skills, more multidisciplinary skills will be there. We'll be more educated, more empowered. Our horizon will be widened, and therefore will be multi-skilling. And some of the skill courses that the students have the choice, and students can also go for dual degree if they feel like. And academic bank of credit that the student can complete first year, can go back, do job and come back. So all kinds of clarifications. Our nodal point, international division, that has to be contacted. If there are student queries or any other queries, that they have to clarify that how much will be applicable, or they are working on that to make it applicable. So thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. In the meantime, I would like to request my center coordinator, Vishwajit sir, for his closing remarks for the session.
Thank you, Ranu ma'am. Thank you very much, Professor Panda, for this wonderful presentation and this informative, this national education policy that is coming up in India. And it was quite informative. And IGNOU was already very flexible in terms of other universities in India. And this current national education policy is making it more flexible. And IGNOU was already practicing such flexibility. And I am sure this national education policy will make IGNOU programs more flexible, more acceptable internationally. In Nepal also, education policies are being reformed. Slowly, reformation is taking place. In India, in Nepal also, they are also adapting to open distance learning and online learning. Reforms are taking place. But now today, world is a global village, and like whatever degrees you take from wherever you take from has to be globally accepted and employable. And that is what we have said, and that is what we have very clearly explained, how the current programs that IGNOU is planning to launch will be more acceptable, more globally employable programs. Thank you, sir, once again for your time. You, though it's an off day for you, you have taken your time and you have joined us for this webinar and made us so made us more informative. It was quite informative for us. Thank you all the participants for joining this webinar. We look forward for such webinars in future again. And I would also like to thank our team, Ranu ma'am, Subi, and other members for organizing this webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaste.